Hello everyone, this is Sharon Rowe, Professional Client Services Manager for Acorn Internet Services. Today we're presenting Educational Byte number 0.027, and our topic today is how to compose a newsletter in Snippetmaster, using that as your text editing tool. So what I want to show you is how you would go about, first of all, accessing your newsletter once we've built it in through your Snippetmaster account. We're going to use Swift House Inn as an example today, our friends out in Vermont. And so we're going to go ahead and log into their Snippetmaster account. And what I want to show you first is how you locate your newsletter. There's a couple of options as to where it might be in your Snippetmaster account. It could be under a folder, or it might be under just a straight file name. So always check with us to determine exactly where you're going to find it. If it's under folder, we might find it in newsletter here, in which case we would click on that and click open. And we don't have any file choices, so we know that that was not where we were going to find our newsletter. So we're going to go ahead and go up one level and go back to our main screen to find our files. And under here, under select a file, I'm going to just open this up. And I'm going to look for the file that I know exists, which is either newsletter.htm or newsletter dining. We've built two different newsletters, one for their bed and breakfast, one for their restaurant. We're going to go ahead and open newsletter.htm. And what we come to is a very simple screen that is showing us their newsletter. And I'm going to just try to move my screen over just a little bit so we can see the whole thing. There we go. And it doesn't look like much when you're looking at it here, but if we preview it, you'll be able to see what the whole newsletter looks like. And you can see that it's very nice. It has a nice picture, nice navigation. You can see how the font actually displays when we're looking at the fully designed newsletter, but we're just in the text editing portion of it. So what we want to do is go ahead and load some content. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this preview window. Well, our decisions that we have to make and should make before we get into Snippetmaster would be, what is our content going to consist of? You can see we have a little notes from the innkeeper. We have a specials and packages area. We have happenings at Jessica's, which is their restaurant. We have events around Middlebury, and we have Vermont attraction. So what I've done in preparation for a quick video, I've gone ahead and gone out to their website, which is this is the Swift House Inn attraction page, and I've just kind of looked through it to see what's happening that they're talking about on their website. So they have a Danforth pewter company that demonstrates pewter spinning Monday through Saturdays. That was kind of interesting to me. They have the Center for the Arts, the Middlebury College for Center of the Arts, and they have a website, and I did visit that. And there's a few other opportunities for promoting either a museum visit or their folk life center, a horse farm, and so forth. So what I did was I just selected a couple of items from the Middlebury College for the Center of the Arts. And what I did was I went over to their website and I looked at their calendar of events. And in there I found a couple of things that I thought might be fun to promote. One was this Fairfield Porter American Master exhibit, and they actually also have a performance of A Streetcar Named Desire at their local theater. So I thought, well, those would be some interesting topics, those two along with the pewter spinning. So what I did then was I created a text document, and I just, in advance of going into Snippetmaster, I got my notes together. What do I want to say about the pewter spinning? What image might I want to use? What link would I want to send people to? And the same thing for my events, for A Streetcar Named Desire, and also for the Fairfield Porter art exhibit. And this is a really good demonstration of how you want to be working as well. You want to get yourself organized. As busy innkeepers and running your small businesses, you're going to be interrupted by phone calls and different things, the doorbell ringing and so forth. So the more you can kind of get things organized offline, the more efficient you're going to be once you go over into Snippetmaster. And what I've done also is I've brought it into Notepad, which scrubs my content of any kind of formatting that might influence the formatting we've already established on our newsletter document. So, excuse me, always a good idea to bring your content into Notepad, which will clean it all up and give you a great clean palette to work from. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and load my attraction into my newsletter content. So all I have to do, because I have all my content here, is just highlight my main content, do a Control-C, and I'm going to go back over to Snippetmaster, and in my attractions area right here I'm going to go ahead and highlight my text that's already there, and it's just filler text that you can see, and I'm going to do a Control-V. So I have now dropped in my pewter spinning being a time-honored craft demonstrated Monday through Saturday at the Danforth Pewter, known for their fine handcrafted pewter. And their shop is open, and make plans to stop in there when you're visiting us at the Swift House Inn on your next visit to Middlebury. So what I want to do is I'm going to just do a little formatting. I'm going to put a single space between a couple of these line items just for visual breakup. And in order to do a single space, we have to hold our Shift key down and press our Enter key. Otherwise, Snippetmaster does want to default to a double space. The next thing we want to do is we want to get a link on the Danforth Pewter. I'm going to go back over to my text document. I'm going to highlight my link to their website, do a Control-C. I'm going to come back into Snippetmaster, and on Danforth Pewter I'm going to highlight their name. I'm going to click my link icon, and up here in the URL I can do a right click and paste. And because I'm sending someone away from my newsletter to another website, I'm going to say I want it to open in a new window or a blank target. And I'm going to click Insert. The next thing I want to do is I want to upload an image. And I have downloaded an image to my computer from the website featuring the event. All you have to do when you are doing something like this, I think it's a very friendly way to share information by pulling an image from their website. I simply right-click the image, View Image, right-click it again, Save Image As, and I have saved it in my Swift House Inn newsletter folder, and it's called Streetcar Named Desire. I've done the same thing with the artist, and I've done the same thing with the pewter business. I've done both their logo, their business logo, and a pretty picture of a pewter vase. I'm going to go ahead and pull in their logo. So what I'm going to do is go back over to Snippetmaster. I have those images sitting in my on my hard drive. I'm going to upload them into my images directory, and I realize I'm going a little quickly on this, but you'll be able to stop and pause and come back to this. I'm going to just upload Danforth Pewter. I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to go ahead and upload my other images while I'm in here just for efficiency. So I'm going to go ahead and upload my Fairfield Potter artist. And I did spell his name wrong there, but that's alright. And then I think there was a third one I wanted to, oh, the Streetcar Named Desire. I wanted to grab that image, and I click OK. So I've got all my images sitting now in my images directory. So all I have to do here is next to my pewter spinning, my initial comment about attractions, I'm going to put my cursor at the beginning of that area, and I'm going to click Image. I'm going to go to my images directory. I'm going to go to Images, and I am looking for my Danforth Pewter. There it is, and you can see it as a little preview, and I'll say OK. And I can put in my image description. This is basically like an alt tag so that the search engines can see it. So I'm just going to type Danforth Pewter. And for my appearance, I'm going to say I want it to align left. So I want it to be left of my text. I want a little bit of space because you can see my words in this little example are jamming right up to the side of the picture and the bottom of the picture. And usually 5 pixels gives us enough spacing around an image to make that come out kind of nice. And I'm going to size this down a little bit to about 150 by 41. I don't want it to be so giant that it's going to just take over my newsletter content. And if I wanted to, I could put a little border of it around it, which, you know, number 1 is a thin border, number 5 is a thicker border, 10 is a very thick border around our image. But I've got it set the way I want. I'm going to click Insert, and there we have a very nice logo for this business that I want to highlight in my newsletter. So I'm going to preview my newsletter at this point. And we just scroll down, and goodness, there's a very nice little message that I can share with my guests about what they could be doing when they come and see me the next time. And I've given them a nice link to go over to the Danforth Pewter website. I've given them some nice details, and wouldn't that be a nice thing to know about when I'm sending out a newsletter to my guests? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click Save, and I encourage you when you're working in Snippetmaster to save frequently. Get one thing done, preview it, if you like it, save it, go back and do the next one. Let's do one more together. We're going to go ahead and do, under Events, I want to pull in one of my events. So let's do the Streetcar Named Desire. And I'm going to go ahead and grab all of that content. And I'm just going to do a Control-C again. After I've highlighted, I'm going to go in here and do a I'm going to highlight my text, do a Control-V for victory, which is our paste command. And I'm going to just do, oops, you can see here again if I do a hard return that you have to be kind of on your toes when you're in here. And I'd like to put in the year as well. And this is actually performing through a couple of dates. Let me double check that. I don't know if it's going to tell me that. It's performing through several dates, and this calendar isn't the easiest to use here, so, but for now we'll just go with this for our example. And I'm going to go ahead and pull in my image. I'm going to take out the word performance, and I'm going to go into my image button again. I'm going to go grab a Streetcar Named Desire in my images directory, and these are all alphabetical, so I should find it in the S's. There it is. And there's our picture, and we'll say OK, and we're going to do the same thing. Car Named Desire for our image description. We're going to put this on the left again because I just think that looks nice. This is a vertical image. I'm going to go with the same width as the other one. That might actually be a little bit big. Let's go 100 by 133. And again, you'll have to play with this and get comfortable with how you want to size things for yourself. And I'm going to just do a little more formatting here. Oh, and there's our performance dates through July 31st. And I'll just take up my little image note. I don't need that. And then the last thing I want to do is put in my link, which I had in my document. So I'm just going to grab that. And then that way my guests can see if they have more information that they would like to. And I can just say visit their website, and I can just click on website, highlight it, just get only the words, the letters. Click on my link icon, go up here, do a Control right click paste or a Control V. I'm going to also have this open in a new window and insert my link there. I'm going to preview it again because we always want to preview our work. And now we have a Streetcar Named Desire information that my guests would really enjoy knowing about. And we're getting a little bit short on time. I could also input the event of the artist, but I hope this helps you become more comfortable with working with your newsletter. You want to save it, and then you'll use that file link to send out through YMLP. Thanks so much for joining us.